going on, Soliday Scoopers? It's great to see everybody again, unless, of course, you're listening. And if you are listening, thanks for listening. First of all, it's been a minute since talked to everybody, and it's great to be back, as always. But first things first, hope y'all are all doing well, and you survived the first few weeks of Lent and made it through the month of February in a fairly decent shape, hopefully. Like, not too stressed out, not too overwhelmed, all that good stuff. If you are and you want to talk about it, feel free to privately message and I'll be happy to listen to anybody. But it's good to see y'all, Soliday Scoopers, as always. And it's good to be back. So first things first. Updates. First things first, I'd like to say thanks to our friends at Snaple for continuing to send us random facts. And we'll include 2 of those random facts on our podcast episode today, because Snaple is amazing and just has the most random information ever on just pretty much anything. Hence the Snaple random facts. And updates first. Obviously, it's been a minute, but can proudly say I am fully signed up for my summer classes and fall classes, and pretty much almost have a fall schedule planned out to the T, which is impressive because it's not even summer yet, and I'm still working on getting the summer schedule to fully get figured out, but I got classes part figured out. As many of y'all Solid Scoopers know, trying to figure out the internship part, but things will happen when they happen. No news is not necessarily bad news, so we'll wait and see what happens there. But having a great time just going through the daily craziness of life. But today we're going to talk about brave and boldness. What does it mean in life to be brave enough to want to go for it and bold enough to have the confidence to invite others in and know what it is you want to get done? And definitionally speaking, boldness means to have the ability to take risk or to be confident. And brave means to be ready to endure danger or be courageous, which then again, personally, I believe goes back to the whole confident thing, because if you don't have enough confidence in something, whatever it may be, you're not going to have the braveness to go forth and do that thing because you're not confident in your ability to do such a thing, whether it's something small like cooking or if it's something major like building something, driving a car, or what have you. Those are all just examples. But if you don't feel confident in your ability to do it, you might hesitate and not want to try it. But it's good to try something new. I always encourage that. Try something new at least once. If you don't like it, that's good. Maybe you'll come back to it in a couple of years. But if you don't like it, it's fine. It's not the end of the world. Try something new. And you got to be brave and bold and willing to endure the challenges of the different seasons of life. But the big question for the day is, how do you have that confidence, braveness, and boldness? And what does it personally look like for you? I encourage you to comment below. Maybe we could get a conversation going about confidence and boldness. But if you don't want to comment below, that's fine too. But I want you all Solid Scoopers to personally think about what does it mean to be brave, bold, not necessarily independent, but like confident in your decisions. Are you brave enough to be bold and step out in faith? Are you brave enough to be bold and say what it is you mean? Are you brave enough in your boldness that you know you're confident enough to say you're brave? Now there's a real puzzle turner. There are different things that happen in our lives that kind of shift how we feel of confidence level, whether it's the way we grow up, the way we interact with others, or the way we just have to have something done this way and any other way of doing it is wrong, even though you most likely will get the same results. So it's a matter of how you're going to do this. What does it look like for you to step out in your faith, be confident and bold enough to get something done? Now, honestly, everyone has different points in their life where they're questioning who they are, who they feel they can be, and more importantly, who they can have faith in that's around them. And I don't necessarily mean family, but it's good if you have a specific person in your family that you could trust more so than others to talk to about this. But like friends, for example, it's hard to find the friend, that one go-to buddy that you can just talk to, be bold enough to say how it is you feel, and maybe ask them if it's a good idea to tell others about it, or maybe if you don't want to ask, by all means, go ahead, do your thing, tell who you want to tell. But the importance of having those friends in your life that you can trust, have faith in, that is part of being bold. You've got to be bold enough to see the others around you and know who it is you can trust. And we don't always see everything with our eyes, which brings us to random fact number 451, once again brought to you by Snaple. The human eyes have over 2 million working parts. Once again, this is random fact number 451, brought to you by Snaple. The human eyes have over 2 million working parts, which I find extremely fascinating, that the eye, being yay big, has well over 2 million parts in it that make it work. But back to my point of, it takes more than just your eyes to see. Now think about that one for a minute. If it takes more than just your eyes to see, what else does it take to see? Well, I'll tell you. It takes the boldness and faith in others to truly see who it is you can trust around you. You got to take that first step maybe have a light conversation, get to know the other person, see what it is they like, tell them a few things that you like, find something you can relate on, bam, you got a friendship started. Now, it's not always that easy, but it's important to have the boldness that creates the faith. And random fact brought to you by Snaple, number 791. The average person takes 23,000 breaths on a daily basis. Once again, random fact number 791. The average person takes 23,000 breaths a day. Is having faith as easy as breathing? I'll do you one better. Is having faith in others as easy as taking those 23,000 breaths you do on a daily basis? Faith can be one of the most challenging things, but I encourage you to become bold and brave enough to have faith in not only others, but in yourself. And that could be the greatest challenge of the month. Having faith in yourself so you can have faith in others. I'm going to close by saying it took me a solid minute to have enough faith in others to be semi-brave enough to let others in on what's going on in my life. And I don't mean family, I mean people outside of family. Because it takes the courage to be brave. And I will personally say, 100% honesty, I'm still working on the boldness part. I'm not fully there yet, but I know that's where my next step is. That might not be where your next step is, but everybody's journey goes on different steps. There's reason, season, and lifetime people that will be there. There's going to be people that are only in your life for a short while. Those are the season people. Those are the people that you interact with to learn something from. Now, this might be a person at work, this might be a person at school, or this might be some random person that you just happen to see on a semi-frequent basis that you just end up having a conversation with. Whether it's somebody you just happen to see every time you go to a baseball game, or it's somebody you just happen to run into every day at church, and then suddenly they're like, moving away, going off on their own path. Seasoned people are there to help you learn something from that season. Even though their season might look different than yours, you're meant to learn from each other. Kind of like, in a sense, when you fail, you're meant to learn a lesson from the failure that helps you become the better person. Well, you're meant to learn something from their season that helps your season at the same time, which is why they're called seasoned people. But then you have those reasoned people. They're in your life longer than a season, and they're in your life to help you learn something for a certain reason, but that reason is not always obvious. It's kind of like when you're digging for treasure, you're not going to find the treasure right away, but eventually you'll get to it. You got to just find the reason that those people are in your life, and sometimes that reason doesn't come to you until after you realize that they're not there anymore. But all good things come in time. Time is going to be the greatest teacher because you learn everything over time. And then, last But certainly not least, you have the more important lifetime people that will most likely be the person that will help you step out into the world with that trust you can have in others, that will be your go-to buddy to go talk to, that will be there to help you through the tough, be there to celebrate in the good, and be there to mourn with you in sad, different moments of life that you're probably not going to be related to, but it's that go-to friend that you know you can count on, that just, you might not realize it at first, but is there for you even when you don't ask them to be, because they know you need a friend to talk to. They know you need help. They know you need to just figure yourself out. And sometimes figuring yourself out can be one of the hardest things. But I'm going to close by saying, find your braveness so you can become bold. And I challenge you to step out into the world having more faith in the people around you. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, Soliday Scoopers.